It's Queensryche right here on your classic metal show. Kicking off the show tonight, we heard Walk in the Shadows. There's some Queensryche featuring Jeff Tate on lead vocal. And kicking off the show tonight, we heard something from Benedictum from their Dominion release with Bang! And a guy who always comes on the mic with a bang, my partner and friend Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
Pumped up, my friend. Ready to do this shit tonight.
Did you get a nap today?
I got a nap. I didn't do dick for the whole day. I just sat around watching TV. Other than doing show prep, a very rare show prep from Mr. Chris. But yeah, I just kind of hung out today, and and now I'm ready. As I think I told you twice this week, not just today, but like Thursday, I've been ready to do the show all week. I've had so much pent-up energy and aggression and just readiness to come and be a fucking douche tonight that I'm fucking beyond glad that we're here now.
Yeah.
Feels like it took forever to get here this week.
Yeah, it's like waiting for Christmas when you were a kid.
Yeah, now I get to throw my presents in the closet. Oh, I mean, open them.
Hey, don't be stealing my shtick, man.
You're right.
Everybody and anybody who knows the history of the show, that will never leave their mind when I'm 6 feet under, that will always be somebody's. I remember that guy, that show. Remember that time?
Well, of course they're going to remember that. That's like fucking weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a quirk. It's a quirk of mine. I'm sorry.
That there's no one else I know that just flat out does not open Christmas presents at all.
I'll accept cash gifts.
Yeah, but they better not wrap it.
Exactly. I don't want anything wrapped.
You go to the bottom of your closet, you might find bullion.
Yeah, there could be. Yeah, just send me cash or send me checks, but don't wrap it.
And write Christmas cash on the envelope.
Exactly. I'll be glad to accept your cash.
Dude, do you at least look at the addresses and say, "Hey, thanks for sending me a gift"? Or not even that?
Again, it's been so long. I don't even recall how I would react anymore. I really did. I after that show, after that Christmas gift show, which was like way back in, what was it, 2000, and was that before you left, or was that after you came back?
Before I left.
All right, so it was before 2009, so it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
After that show and the reaction that it got, I put the final kibosh on anybody buying me stuff.
Dude, I bet you if you went in there now, you'd find like a Blockbuster gift card.
Yeah.
Just shit that's been out of business forever.
Well, literally, I do have gift cards that I never used.
From Blockbuster?
Oh, from just different things, different gift cards.
Kmart and Sears. And
I do have unused gift cards. I'm sure they're expired, but I do have gift cards that I never used.
Hey, look, a J.C. Penney's card.
it just takes effort to go out to the store, and you know me, I don't go to the store.
Yeah, what stores? I don't even know what that means anymore.
Yeah.
You got to just give those out as tips for the people that bring you food every now and again.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's a gift card. I don't know if it's any good anymore, but take a shot.
Yeah, I don't know if this store is still in business anymore, but if it is, here you go. It's A&P.
Yeah. I'm trying. It's funny though, man. It's just like I don't know when all that started. I mean, it's just a weird thing that I just don't like people giving me stuff. And this isn't new. I mean, I think this goes way back even into my teenage years, or even into maybe my early 20s.
Dude, it's probably, and Lord knows I do not want to turn this into psychological discovery hour, but it's, truth be told, it's probably from when you were a real little kid, and it was the whole fucking shared Christmas birthday thing, and you felt slighted, so you were like, fuck this. I don't want anything from anybody, ever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah. Well, it's turned strange, but I'll bet you it started exactly that way.
Yeah, it could have been. Who knows?
You were 4-year-old little Wendell, and they said, "Well, here's your Chris Day gift."
Yeah,
it wasn't Christmas and it wasn't a birthday; it was a Chris Day gift.
Right.
and here's your Chris Day gift. And you were like, fuck that. How come this kid gets 2 presents and I only get 1?
Yeah.
I only get 1 day and I only get a cake that says Merry Christmas Birthday.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
Well, the other thing is that my brother was born on the 26th, so we always had a shared cake too.
Oh my God. No wonder you're the way you are.
Yeah. So I was born on the 25th. My brother was born, he missed Christmas by like 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he was born 10 years to the, well, I guess it would be to the day before me.
Wow. No kidding. And he died when he was what, 6 or something?
No. He's still alive. He's still.
Oh.
That was another brother. There was like 7 kids. There was 7 kids in my family.
Jesus Christ. I didn't even know you had a living brother.
Oh, yeah. He lives in Sharon, Pennsylvania.
You have 7 brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
How long have I known you? 20 fucking years?
Yeah.
I swear to God, until this very minute, I swear to God, I thought it was you and 2 sisters.
No, there's 7 kids total. I'm one of 7, so I have 6.
And 1 passed, right?
Right, exactly.
Right, but still, that's wow. So I was only short by 3. Jesus. Oh, that's you, Mr. Family.
Yeah, 4 sisters and 2 brothers, which I think explains why I'm single and no kids.
Yeah, well, dude, how about the fact that I've been probably your best friend for 15 of these 20 years.
True.
And in all that time, I didn't know that you had other siblings.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm just a lone wolf.
Yeah, you're really big on giving out that family information, aren't you?
Yeah. Just a lone wolf.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I feel like Lenny on Laverne and Shirley. I got that Laverne L on the back of my lone wolf jacket.
Dude, I'll tell you what, if I hadn't spoken to your mother, I don't believe that you would have had one in my mind.
Yeah, and she isn't even my mother.
Yeah, she's like your what, stepmother or something?
Well, no, she's not even related to me in any way, shape, or form.
But she raised you, right?
No.
Why did we call her your mother?
Because she's my mom. When I lived in California, I moved to California in 85.
Right.
And after I got divorced, there was a club. That's how I got involved with club DJ.
Okay.
Well, there was a club down the road, literally down the road from where I lived, called the Pegasus. And when I started going there, there was a waitress working there, and her parents owned the club.
Okay.
And she introduced me to her parents, and for whatever reason, her mom just sort of took a liking to me and treated me like one of her own kids.
Holy shit. So that wasn't even a mom.
No. So anytime they ever did anything, if they had any kind of parties or get-togethers or, wanted to go out of town, they asked if I wanted to go along with them.
Oh, jeez. Dude, I was way off. I thought she was like one of your dad's hookups.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Ass fire in the chat room. You two need to put your bios on the CMS site. Yeah, Neeley needs to, so I can read it, for fuck's sake.
Well, I need to get a book, but that's a whole nother story. But regardless of that, but that's how I got to know them, and she always treated me, if they were like having, like some kind of food or whatever, she would always, make me a plate,
right.
and always take care of me. Or if they had Christmas, they would always invite me over, or
sure,
that kind of stuff, so they always treated me like that.
Right. Okay.
And even to this day.
Yeah. Well, she called in.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. So, every Mother's Day, I always send her flowers or her birthday. When I was out there in January for NAMM, I went out there and visited.
Right.
So, I stayed close after all these years, because they always just treated me like one of their own.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
At least you have somebody.
Yeah, no kidding.
You who shuns everybody, at least you got somebody.
Yeah, well, they were always cool to me. They were never judgmental. They never, told me all my interests were bad and, that's not going to amount to anything good. And, that's just going to be the only thing that she always, would warn me against are the bad women in the world.
Well, she's right about that.
Well, she was right about that, because every girl that I had an interest in, you want to stay away from that.
Yeah. Well, dude, and it's so funny, because if you would have met them like within the last 20 years, you never would even know them.
That's probably true.
It's 100% true. You would have never let them into your life.
Exactly.
You'd have been like, "Oh, hi, how you doing? Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, stay away from me.
Yeah, don't want to know you.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a little background. So yeah, I just always refer to her as my mom because she always treated me that way.
No shit. I
Yeah.
did not know.
And her husband Carl, when we were in the club, he's a Danish guy, and he still has this kind of a he speaks English, but he has this very heavy Danish accent.
Okay.
And he is the funniest son of a bitch I've ever known. Just the funniest guy. And
wow.
Back in the 80s, there were a lot of clubs going on, and our friend from Riverside, California, that's called in a few times and told his stories of divorce and all that kind of stuff. And we were talking about a club. Well, Carl would come up to me in the club, and he would like to go to other clubs and see what they were doing, check out the competition.
Right.
And so he'd come up to me and he'd go, he'd say this into his Danish accent. He'd go, Wendell, let's let you and I take a ride down the hill. Let's go see what the competition is doing. You drive and I'll pay the freight. He'll pay the freight. And then he'd say, I don't know, maybe you'll be lucky. You'll maybe get some puss.
You're like, she better be white because I ain't getting AIDS.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. But that's what we would do. We'd cruise around to the other clubs and see what they were doing and see if they were doing something that would be more popular with the crowd and whatnot. And maybe plagiarize it a little bit or something.
Sure, of course. That's what club people do.
Exactly. So yeah, that was definitely a good time. When I lived out there, because I had the blast. I mean, the times were just a great time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
So
not that anybody would have known for the last 23 and a half years of you doing this show, but that's okay. Hey.
Yeah. So anyway, but this show here is my getaway from reality. That's for sure.
Right. No kidding. Yeah, me too.
So what's been hot on your agenda this week? What's got you all fired up?
Not much, man. Just work. I mean, I've really just been working and watching just a shit ton of TV and not doing much else, man. The only thing I did the entire week really was I had to I went out to the Roxino on Tuesday just to do a ticket handoff, not even to stay for a show.
Oh, was that
Collective Soul?
That Collective Soul, and what was the other band?
Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms. So you gave away your tickets?
Yeah, I gave them to our good friend Matt, the Warlock Matt.
How is Matt doing? Is he still a married man?
He is, dude. He's one of the few I know that's like actually happily married.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's one that I think that if you gave him the choice of getting rid of the bitch or keeping her, he'd keep her. And there's not many of those. There's not. I'll put it this way: there's probably more than less because guys are pussies, and even if they're miserable, they'd still, well, let me just see how it plays out. That's how it would sort of be. But for people that actually are like in a really good relationship where they wouldn't even have to think about it, I think Matt is one of the very few that I know that is like that.
Now is Matt still involved with any kind of broadcast at all, or does he just work behind the scenes now?
No, he's not on radio or podcasting or any of that stuff that I'm aware of, but he does a lot of writing. Him and his chick are very involved with the music scene as far as writing. His chick she writes for like Salon and Rolling Stone and like bunches of places.
All the good liberal websites.
Yeah, of course. She'll tell you night and day why Elvis Costello is the bomb.
Oh, okay.
But whatever. That's neither here nor there. And then Matt writes a lot for Scene here in town, but he also writes a lot for Ultimate Classic Rock and subs of Ultimate Classic Rock. He submits stories to, and he does a lot of freelance stuff. So.
Does he make money with those type of submissions, like to Ultimate Classic Rock and stuff? Do they have a budget that can pay people?
They definitely pay their writers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he makes a good amount of his living, I would assume, doing that. But he also, I mean, he's involved actually with bands and stuff too, because he wrote the liner notes to the Journey record that just came out. The Journey, I forget what it was. Journey's, I think it was a live release or something that Journey just put out. I'll have to look it up. But he wrote the liner notes. So he's definitely way involved, just not broadcasting anymore.
Yeah, I gotcha. Does he sign his journalistic submissions, the Warlock?
No, he definitely tries to distance himself from the Warlock.
He's the Wardlock.
Yeah, he does not want me even publicizing some of the shit that we did on the show.
Nice.
He's asked me before not to publish things like on Facebook and stuff because he doesn't want to be associated.
He's distancing himself from the past.
You know, he's in that world, man. He's in that what do you call it? The mainstream world, and he's also not a guy that will take that kind of criticism either. He's just not that guy that will just stand up and have somebody shitting on him, especially if it's about me. Which most of the time it was, if we go to that go back to the metal show. But, you know, he's still very involved. The thing was called Escape and Frontiers Live in Japan.
Okay.
That Eagle Rock put out, and he wrote the liner notes to it.
Good for him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it's his favorite band. It's one of my favorite bands. And it was unreal when he actually put out that he did that. And he's working on a book right now on the history of WMMS. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Yeah, no, you told me that before, actually. You actually had a little bit of a mentioned that one time before.
Yeah, so he's working. He's still very involved in the music business, just not on the microphone anymore.
I gotcha.
You know, instead he's behind the mic putting other people on the radio now instead of himself.
Sure. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Wake up, white people of CMS Nations. Lou from the Lou, calling from the home of the Stanley fucking Cup champion St. Louis Blues. How you poonhounds doing?
Well, we weren't quite expecting a call so early in the show from you, Lou, but we had every expectation that you would call.
Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. I've been drinking since 8 a.m., so I figure I get to call in before I pass out.
Are you drinking because you're happy, or are you drinking because you're just trying to do yourself in?
No, I was drinking. We were at the parade today. It was a celebration. Was the Stanley Cup champion parade and the rally that they had. And, you know, a good time was had by all, not a nigger to be seen. So it was a pretty damn good day, man. I barely slept since freaking Wednesday when they clinched it.
Well, Lou, we were actually anticipating that you would be calling, and I've got a series of questions for you in light of the last call that you had made here a few weeks ago when you were, attending the game and your chick was giving you guff about it. Looking back, are champions better than Poon?
Dude, Stanley Cup is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, dude. Any man in any given time or day can go get pussy. You can go, I mean, right now, I can go down to the local drinking establishment and go pull me a pig from the trough and get some pussy. You know, it just depends if you want quality or not. So, like tonight, today she's supposed to have a family reunion, and she wanted me to come to it. But, I'm going to go to the parade, man. I've waited all my life for this. So I went to the parade. She's at the family reunion. Haven't heard from her all day, so who fucking knows? Who fucking cares? We won the Stanley Cup, goddammit. So...
Boy, you really are marriage material, Lou.
Oh, don't tell me you... I've learned from the best, you guys. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, you just, you know, I mean, of course, I was getting a little nervous anyway because she was kind of starting to talk about how she thinks I could redecorate my place and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, shit.
That's where it starts, Lou.
Lou, cut the cord. Cut the cord.
Yeah, exactly. 1 minute I'm not marriage material. Now you guys, I figured you guys would see it my way.
Dude,
so, and you start talking about...
Don't wait. I know it's fun to have the pussy in the house and ready for you. Don't wait. Cut the cord now.
Yeah, the minute they start making household suggestions, and this would look better here, and maybe you should get rid of that, or maybe you should think about replacing that, or maybe you should do this, that's when they got it in their mind, because if I lived here, this is what I would do.
Yeah. Lou, what you're doing right now, with every single day that you stay with her, you're just making the argument worse.
Opening the door. Yeah, open the door wider. You know, she's going to be...
Do not,
she was sharing with me the ideas that she had how to decorate my place. I was like, oh, fuck. Here it comes. Oh, it's time to abort the mission. Time to abort the mission.
You need to share with her the idea that she's not allowed to have a toothbrush at your house. She's not allowed anything at your house. Does she have a toothbrush already at your house?
Unopened.
That's a yes. Does she have a drawer?
Yeah.
Does she have a drawer?
No, she doesn't have a drawer yet because I got all my shit in it.
Yet.
So,
have you given her a couple of hangers?
No, she brings her own. I've not given her a couple of hangers. I haven't given her closet space.
How about a key to your house?
Oh, fuck.
You're so fucked, Lou.
Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
You're so fucked.
Well, you know, she kind of blindsided me. I've been so wrapped up in the NHL playoffs for the past month and a half, you know. She kind of got me a little bit distracted. Now that the playoffs are over, things are going to kind of go back to normal. Now it's kind of like I'm realizing, oh, shit. What
Lou,
the fuck just happened in the last month and a half?
Since you're not going to just dump her, I'm going to give you the best advice that I can give you. The next time you and her are out together, pretend that you forgot your house key and ask her for hers and break it off in the door. Just break the key and don't replace it.
Well, I was thinking of, that could work, but, she doesn't kind of like my, some of my, attitudes on the non-white community, so I thought maybe I could just kind of expose some of those ideas more. Maybe she, I don't think she'll be one of these try to change me kind of guy. She'll just get offended and think I'm a jerk and walk off. Like she didn't like a couple of my jokes the other day. Like I was telling her, telling her a joke that, do you know why the nigger wore a tuxedo to his vasectomy? Because he said, if I'm going to be impotent, I'm going to look impotent. So, that and the old joke of, you know why a nigger puts mustard on his fingers when he's eating Tootsie Rolls? It's so you don't bite his fingers. So, she was very offended by that. I figure, I could just keep dropping those kind of jokes on her.
You think that's going to do it, Lou?
Well,
Well, wait
maybe.
a minute, Lou. Lou, if you're going to get rid of her, why do you need to fucking invent a fake reason? Just say beat it. Thanks for the pussy.
You're right.
Out.
Grow a pair. You're right, boys. You're right.
I mean, you don't need to make up a reason. You know what? She gave you a reason. The reason was she's already starting to think about moving in. You need to fucking cut
and
that
being
cord.
queenie.
No, tell her to stop it.
The whole, where'd you go to the game? Who'd you go to the game with? What time, what time did you get home? What'd you do after the game? All that shit's starting.
Lou, the first time you met her, she cracked you with the pussy whip. The first time you met her.
And
you've been with her, what, 2 months?
Yes.
Jesus.
And the Inquisitions.
2 months, and you're already letting her dictate dictate stuff about your life. You're letting her have a key to your place, and you're trying to invent fake reasons to get her to leave. Just get rid of her.
You're right, boys. You're right. You're right. Thanks for the dick slap across the face to smack me back into reality, man. I know if you guys, nobody else could do it, you guys could.
Dude, you need to
voice
fuck her
of reality.
Tonight. You need to fuck her tonight, and in the morning say, that pussy wasn't good, get out.
Well, I ain't gonna be able to fuck her tonight because she's down at the family reunion, and I'm you know, at home, and I'd be a terrible fuck tonight anyway because
whiskey dick. Hello, whiskey dick.
Yeah, more like Bud Light dick, but you know.
Lou, I gotta ask, is she already knocked up?
Oh fuck no! No, she ain't knocked up.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a reason that you're trying to invent a reason for her to leave instead of just telling her to beat it. Are you just afraid to tell her to beat it? Are you just afraid of that confrontation?
I would much rather avoid the confrontation if I could.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Everybody would, Lou.
But you can't. This is like me looking at donuts. Now I know I'm a fat motherfucker and I shouldn't eat a donut, but goddamn, do they
more
look
of you
good
to love
in front of me. And then I'll eat one, and then I'm like, then when I'm done eating a donut, I'll be like, fuck, what did I fucking do that for? That's exactly what you're doing. You are just. What you need to do is burn down the fucking Dunkin' Donuts. That's what you need to do. Get rid of it.
You need to tell her. Let me help you out. There's the door.
Yeah, here's your fucking toothbrush unopened. Now scram.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, go to someone else's home.
Forget where I live.
Yeah, Lou. You're asking for a bad time with every minute that you wait. You should text her right now and tell her to beat it.
Text her. I don't want to be one of those millennial douchebags and do it by text message.
No,
I'll be a man. Do it face to face.
But if you ruin her night when she's traveling, that will really sink it in that she won't come back. She'll be like, fuck that fucking asshole.
All right. Send her a text saying, damn it, I've been thinking. This time we've been spending alone kind of reminds me that I kind of like my freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just tell her the truth.
You know.
I'd rather fucking hug the Stanley Cup than you.
Well, that too. That too.
There you go.
You know, I was going to say, because come next hockey season, you know, well, you're not going to go you're going to the game? Yeah, I'm going to the fucking game. You know, I ain't going to spend a whole year.
Whoa, Lou, wait. You're talking about next hockey season. You're unhappy now. That's 8 months from now.
Right.
What are you doing? You're planning to stay with somebody you don't like for 8 more months.
You're right, dude, boys. You're right.
If I punch you in the face every single day, you going to keep coming for 8 months before you finally tell me to stop punching you in the face?
No, I'm going to kick you in the fucking balls right after.
Well, her balls are hanging out, waiting to be booted.
All right. I will boot them. I will fucking field goal kick them.
All right, Lou, you've taken a big beating now, so tell us a little bit about the championship.
It was fucking great, man. You know, 52 years of existence. I'm only 44, and to finally see my boys win the most hallowed trophy in all of sports. I mean, holy fucking shit, man. Well, I mean, my God.
Well, did you turn any cars over or set anything on fire? Oh, wait a minute. That is St. Louis. That happens every day.
No, we only do that when we shoot a nigger. The police shoot a nigger, then everybody, you know, fucking riots and shit. You know, even then it's only a certain population that does that shit.
Right.
You know, it's us, you know, hockey, you know, white folks, you know, this wasn't a goddamn NBA parade championship. This was a Stanley Cup, so everybody, you know, we're having a good time, having fun, doing our thing, but, you know, just, you know, some drunken fun, nothing, you know, no broken, you know, no unlawful actions. There were some idiots that tried to run over to the arch and push it over. So, but, you know, other than that, it was all good, man. You know, like I said, I barely slept since Sunday when they clinched it.
Well, Lou,
So
did you take the week off of work?
No, I didn't. But I kind of had a, you know, it was an unproductive week for all businesses in St. Louis this week. Very unproductive. I think people were kind of preparing themselves for that. So, you know, even my boss kind of, sort of, who's a big hockey fan too, kind of cut us a break on our work schedules.
So this was like,
you know.
this was literally your Christmas this year already, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't care what happens the rest of the way, you know. I mean, it's all good. It's, you know, like, it can only go downhill now, you know. The only thing that could be great, the only time I can remember greater than this was in November of 2016 when Trump won. So, I mean, that was a pretty, you know, and saying they can't win it again. They got a pretty decent enough team, but, you know, like I said, this is my favorite sport. It's a sport I live and die with, and to win the most hallowed, the greatest trophy in all sports, man. You don't, first time ever. You never forget your first time.
Exactly.
So,
well, Lou, will you continue drinking tonight till you pass out?
Well, I am parked outside the grocery store.
So when you go into the grocery, do they have cold beer at the grocery store?
Yes.
They have a case in there that has the cold stuff, right?
Yes, they do.
So what's your intention to do? What do you intend on going in there and grabbing up real quick?
Frozen pizza, some chicken, buffalo chicken strips, and some more beer.
So you're going to use the oven tonight as well as be drinking.
Oh, good. Safe.
What? Yeah, I mean, nothing bad can happen out of that. I mean, shit. You know, they got these axe throwing places now, which is all the rage, and they allow drinking there. You know, it's more dangerous than throwing axes and drinking. If that ain't a fucking hold my beer moment, then what is?
Well, you know, if you had a live-in girlfriend, Lou, she could fix up those wings and frozen pizza for you.
Yeah, while she's lecturing me on, what are you doing?
Is that how
much did you drink?
Is that how she sounds?
No, not technically, but y'all know the drill, man. Y'all been there. So, how much did you drink? You know, who'd you drink with? You know, you ain't planning on drinking more. How much more are you gonna drink? You know, we planning on sleeping all day tomorrow? Yeah, so, which I don't plan on because it is Father's Day, and you know, me being a white male, I do know who my dad is. So, you know, I do plan on, you know, celebrating Father's Day with my father.
All right, good. You're a good man. Well, don't do too much then if you plan on spending time with the old man, unless of course he's a big lush like you.
Big lush. Hey, where do you think I learned my
your drinking
attitude
skills from?
Drinking attitude.
Hey, man, Dad's a very successful businessman. So I'll put it this way: my mom and my parents. You know, well, you guys know how it is. You're entitled white people. You're privileged white people. You know how it is. You know, people came knocking on my dad's trailer, mom and dad's trailer, when I first got married, and said, "Hey, here's your own business, and here's all your own customers, and here's your own capital." And you know, that kind of works for us white people. We don't work for shit. It's our privilege that gets everything we want. Why my parents moved into $1 million home a couple years ago. How'd they do that? Because somebody just showed up at their house and gave them keys. Hey, here's $1 million home. Just because you're white, you know, that's how.
Kind of like you with the girlfriend.
How it
works. She just showed up and you gave her a key.
She is a privileged white bitch.
I deserve that one. I deserve that one.
All right, Lou, I think your manager's calling.
Yeah, but that's one of the most important things I did learn from my old man before I go, is that nothing just fucking falls on your lap. If you want something, you gotta fucking work for it, and your goddamn skin color and whatever has nothing to do with it. It's what you put into it. It's what you put into life which determines what you get out of it.
That's right.
So I'd take that lesson to the grave. So I'll hail and kill. Fuck you, pals. Blues 2019 Stanley fucking Cup champions, and fuck you, niggers.
Jesus.
There goes Lou from the Lou. I fully expected to hear from him tonight, but I didn't realize he'd call so early.
Yeah, no kidding.
He just wanted to get it out of his system.
Forget calling so early. What's he doing giving the girl a key so early?
I know.
Jesus Christ. 2 months, and I guarantee he didn't give it to her this weekend.
You know, in all the years, I've never given a girl a key to my house.
I'll bet he gave her that key at 2 weeks.
He could have.
First time he touched that pussy, he was like, "Oh, here, baby.
Yeah.
Come in anytime you want." Oh.
No key for my house. No way.
Yeah. Beat it.
Yep. No, sir.
Well, let's see if he follows through with our advice.
Nah, ain't gonna happen.
No, I know. He'll be with her for another 2-3 years, and then when he's completely miserable, then he'll get rid of her.
Right, of course.
Or marry her. A or B.
Well, I've told you before that this show has always been a big factor in ending any kind of relationship I've had.
Don't have to tell me.
Always.
Too.
It's always been a factor. How long are you going to do that show? Do you have to do that show every Saturday? Do you have to talk about the stuff that you talk about?
How many things when I first got single ended up being broken up because they heard the show?
Of course.
It was over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, we read texts on the air of people that hated me because I was such an asshole or whatever. It's like, all right, whatever. Bye. See ya.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh, man. Just listening to Lou, it just like gives me heart palpitations.
Oh, dude. I mean, just hearing things that I've forgotten. And it's amazing because it'll be 7 years this month, like 3 days from now, actually, 4 days on the, however many days, 22nd. Was that 6 days from now, 7 days? That's when we broke up on the 22nd. So that'll be 7 years since we broke up.
Yeah, in 7 days, it'll be 7 years.
Yeah. And just hearing stuff like Lou was saying about, who are you going out with and why are you drinking with them and how much money are you spending? Oh, I do not miss that bullshit. I mean, I do not miss that bullshit at all. There's nothing that any chick would add to the equation that makes that bullshit worth taking.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Can you imagine? Chris, do you have a key for your girl's place? No, I do not. And I don't have a girlfriend. To be clear, I do not have a girlfriend. And B, the person I spend a lot of time with, I do not have a key to her house. And she does not have a key to my house. So there.
Yeah, pal.
No, there's none of that. Keys, no. That implies keys, drawers, and bathroom utensils imply something way more than I think I'll ever be willing to imply again. I can't imagine being. Can you? Can you, dude? Especially you, who's so fucking crazy about your place.
Yeah.
As far as keeping it a certain way and everything being in the right place, and dude, you go to take a piss in your house, you don't even want to move anything because everything's so fucking new soaps and new towels, and these towels look like they've never been used before in this bathroom, and you're really, really fucking precise about your place.
Yeah, I like a clean place.
I cannot imagine. I can't like your downstairs bathroom that's all pimped out in like that 50s pinup girl thing.
Yeah, it's a 50s bathroom.
Yeah. I can imagine that, if not every, I would think at least however many girls you've dated for longer term, not just the one and doners, but the ones that you've dated for a little while that have come to your place.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that any of them have been like, oh, we can change. Have not said we could change this bathroom, right? They all hate that room, I'll bet.
Yeah.
You know, and of course they hate the studio.
Oh yeah, the studio is look at this.
We could do so much with this room. I'm sure that's the way it's
spun. This room, you got this fireplace over here, and you got the ambiance in this room. If you just would change a few things around, it could be so much more cozy.
Yeah, like getting rid of those unsightly CDs and that big computer desk with all the radio shit on it.
Right.
If you would just get rid of that stuff, then it would be great.
Yeah.
Take some of this bullshit rock and roll stuff off the walls. Replace it with art.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Sorry.
No, I cannot imagine. Dude, I cannot imagine you changing anything. I can't imagine if you started dating somebody and they were offended by that lawn jockey that you would so much as put a bag over.
Nope.
You'd be like, fuck you, deal with it.
Yeah.
Just deal with it, you bitch.
Isn't it funny that the cleaning ladies have the code to my garage, but I've never given that to any chick?
Well, the cleaning ladies actually serve a purpose.
Well, that's interesting that you said that, because I give them money, they give me something in return.
Yeah, exactly.
The other chicks, I gave them money. All I got was grief in return.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this is much better investment.
Of course.
I think cash for services is always best. I think that's why prostitution is so popular.
I agree with you.
Cash 100%. For
100%.
services.
Yep, I agree with you fully, man.
I go back to the Chris Aiken clip. It's like, I give you this, you give me head.
Yeah, exactly.
I buy you dinner, you
suck my cock. Exactly. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, it's called the barter system.
Yeah, you know what? If I was not going to get anything, I could have stayed home and fucking bought myself dinner.
Yeah, buy, sell, and trade.
Yeah, exactly. What am I buying you dinner for?
Yeah, what am I getting in return?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, great. You said thank you. That was really stimulating. Thanks.
I remember about 10 years ago or so, a girl that you were familiar with, started with an R.
Yeah, okay.
We were in that discussion about the, what do you bring to the table thing?
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, what was her answer is, it's like, well, what do you bring to the table? It's just like, well, I bring you companionship. And I use I could get that from a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
And man, that was just like, goodbye, click.
But it's so true. I mean, honestly, I never understand why chicks don't understand. What they bring that we can't get anywhere else is pussy. Period. Period. Even companionship. If you just don't want to be lonely, honestly, if you just don't want to be lonely, you can go to, there's always groups that are doing shit every day of the week at the library and in whatever town you're doing, and there's always shit going on somewhere. There's always fucking dance clubs and poker nights and you're in town, whatever the festivals are in the summer, the home days and all that other shit. If you're just looking for companionship, it's there. It's just there. Plus your buddies, you could just hang out with if you have friends. Companionship is easy. It's so they can't claim that. It's pussy. Pussy is the one thing that you cannot go and just get by going to the library. I mean, you got to kind of pay extra for it.
Yeah, until they start really perfecting these real dolls.
Yeah, exactly. It's like life itself. Here's the analogy. Life itself is a Yugo. I mean, it's just a fucking piece of shit that just clanks along until it eventually dies.
Right.
But if you don't want to drive a Yugo, then you got to put a little extra in.
Right.
So, that little extra, that extra gas is actually some puss or a blowjob or something. Well, maybe you're going to progress up to a Cadillac. Maybe you're just going to progress up to a Cherokee. Whatever it is. You progress a little bit. Maybe not all the way. You don't go to a fucking Maserati. necessarily. Very few of us find the Maserati. You know, there's not, and just like cars, there's not many of them that are out there. There's only a few. Most chicks are what? What would you call most chicks? A Ford Focus?
Yeah, I would say that, you know, just your average car, maybe a minivan.
Yeah, well, they size up to a minivan at some point.
Right.
You know, they definitely take on extra baggage at some point.
At least they're, and they can't be as big as a minivan.
Yeah, but and the longer you go, the longer you go with them, it's just like a car. The longer in the tooth a chick is, the more they're fucking broken. If you buy a 1997 fucking whatever car, Audi 5000S, if you buy an Audi from 1997, there's going to be some problems with that car.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good bet. If you date a chick that's been twice divorced, there's going to be some problems with that chick.
Right.
Same thing. Chicks and cars, man. They're the exact same. The exact same.
I think we had an analogy to that one time.
Did we?
Yep. If it's got tits or tires, it's nothing but trouble.
Well, there's very much truth to that. It's just amazing how exact it really is. You know, it's exact. The comparison is exact.
Yep.
You know, I'll pass. Fuck all that shit. I'd rather walk.
Here we go, Chris. You got to remember, this is the rule I live by.
Yeah.
You know that good-looking woman you see across the, you know, restaurant or wherever, parking lot or whatever?
Right.
She's still someone else's pain in the ass. No matter how good-looking that girl is, she's still someone else's pain in the ass.
Didn't you have some great comparison between relationships and tires?
Yeah, something like that. It's like if it's got tits or tires, it's nothing but trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
There you go. Look at you with the clips ready to go.
Yeah, man.
Look at that.
I didn't expect the first hour to start into the chick bash fest, but Lou brought that out of us.
Yeah, of course. Well, Lou is the stereotypical guy that makes it harder for everybody else. He's that guy. Anybody that hangs on once they're unhappy makes it harder for everybody else.
Right.
Because these chicks, they get it in their mind that they can run roughshod for a long time. And then and Lou's, I don't know this about Lou, I'm going to guess. Lou's the kind of guy that he could be all, fuck you, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. She blows him really well, fucks him a little bit.
Okay, you could stay.
Oh, let's try and work it out. Let's try and work it out. And then it goes 2 more months, it gets real fucking bad again. And then she fucks him again really good. And then it's the same story again. Oh, well, you know, this time I think we really had an issue that could have been fixed.
Right.
Let's try again. And what he does is he entitles these chicks so that when you get them broken, which they all are, unless you're dating a fucking 18-year-old, they're all fucking broken.
Well, I did share that one video that you got to get them before 25 because after that,
they're a mess. They're all fucking broken.
Yeah, the problems have already settled in.
Yeah, they're like all those broken toys in that fucking Rudolph movie. You know,
yeah, the Land of the Misfit toys.
Yeah, they're just a broken disaster. and the more you play into letting them, the truth is that if you just cut the cord immediately, if every guy, the minute they got unhappy, just said, beat it, get out of here, don't want nothing to do with it, guess what? There'd be a lot less of that fucking, who are you going out with? What are you doing? Who are you drinking with? Are you spending money? How much money are you spending? There'd be a lot less of that if that was instant dismissal. There would be. The reason chicks think that that's part of the dude. I was seeing this one girl. I don't know, 3 years ago. I guess it would have been maybe 4. And when I say seeing her, I literally mean we drank a few times at the house, like 3 or 4 times at the most. didn't really do anything. Didn't even go to dinner. She just came over to the house and we partied some and just had some fun. You know, it was real low key. There was didn't even fuck her, nothing. You know, it was just, we were hanging out, getting to know each other type of a thing. And she liked to drink and I liked to drink. So we were drinking, you know, and at some point, so we were just sort of hanging out, and she was at the house one day and she's looking at my Facebook and she goes, "Oh, I don't like this person. You need to unfriend her." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You need to unfriend her. I don't get along with her." I was like, "Fuck you. You know, who are you to tell me that?" But somewhere, and my point is that somewhere in her world of being broken, or being taught that it was okay to be that way, someone let her get away with that. Right. Someone let her say, "I can dictate to any guy that I'm with who they can and cannot speak to."
Right, exactly.
It's like, what am I, fucking 10? Go fuck yourself. And I really was like, go fuck yourself. And that was pretty much the end of that. Yeah. You know, that was like, she stopped calling. So, and you know what? Didn't care, because that was, again, like I was advising Lou, that would have been a problem. Right. If I'd have brought her back later and said, "Oh, you know, it's, you know, I unfollowed her. It's all good now." You know, I would have been that guy. Yeah. You know, you can't. You just have to, you have to be you all the time. You can't, that's what kills me, is when I have friends, and I know you do too. You have friends that are like hanging out and you're just having a really good time with your friends. Mm-hmm. And then their chick shows up and they go quiet and then they go nice and they're like, "Oh, hey baby, you know, where you been all day today?"
Right,
and it's,
of course.
Dude, we were just talking about fucking which babe had the best ass. Now you can't be part of that conversation because your girl is here? What the fuck? What are you telling her? What image of yourself are you setting? You're setting a false fucking image. Right. It's ridiculous. That's, say what you will, you know, and this is a very truism. Say what you will about my friend John, who I know you have mixed feelings about. But John, for better for worse, he does not change. When we're hanging out, when it's me and him, it's no different than when it's me and him and Stephanie. No different. And that is a rare quality. It's one of the few reasons I let Stephanie be in my life, because if I had to be a different person, because what ends up happening is then you have to be a different person or make them uncomfortable to where they don't hang out with you.
Yeah, and it's like, "I don't like your friends."
Yeah, exactly. And that's a fucking bullshit way to be too. But, you know, so what do you end up doing? You end up not hanging out with them. That's John's brother. I don't hang out with him nearly as much as I used to. Why? Because his girlfriend's a cunt, and and I don't like her. She don't like me, and it's because I'm the single guy. Yeah. You know, I'm the single guy that gives her a bad fucking taste. That, oh, you're gonna teach AJ to be that guy or something. You know, you're not gonna invite him to get in line.
Well, last Sunday when I was doing my Sunday chores around the house and stuff, right? I popped in the movie Judgment Night. Okay. And that's Dennis Leary and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Emilio Estevez and Jeremy Piven. Right. It's from the early 90s, but it's a really good movie. And it's filmed here in Chicago, but at the very, very beginning of the movie, Emilio Estevez, he's a married guy, and he's getting out of the house for the first time in like 8 months, you know, because his friend invited him to go see a boxing match at the Allstate Arena. Okay. And his chick at the very beginning of the movie was just blowing him all kinds of shit about going out with his friends. Yeah. And he was just like, "Come on, it's only for one night. I'm just going to go to a boxing match, you know?" And she's just like, "Gee, let's see. How long has it been since I've been out of the house?" Right. You know, but it's like, well, tonight's my night, bitch. So you have to go out with your friends. They're so much less mature than you.
Yeah. It's like, no. So what? So what? What am I trying to fucking pretend I'm you now? Have your sensibilities?
Yeah, but it's so funny because he's sitting there just trying to justify why he should be able to go out with his friends, and she's just sitting there giving him the business about it.
Right. Dude, relationships are just stupid. They're just stupid. I think about this, dude. If there was no financial benefit to getting married, meaning that you would get, a cheaper insurance rate and, all the life insurance and all the other bullshit things that you get for being married.
Mm-hmm.
All that went away and everybody just had, their rate, individual rate, no matter how many people were in your family or whatever. If that was just your rate, would anybody get married?
Well, I don't know. People get married for different reasons. As a old-fashioned traditionalist,
mm-hmm.
as I am in a little bit of a way, I think that if you have this real desire to have children,
yeah,
and that's really what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I still think, no matter what modern thinking is, I think that a two-parent household is still a more stable environment. Assuming that it's a good household, not a chaotic household, but a good two-parent household. I think children would grow up better in a stable, surroundings like that. But outside of that, I don't really have any. I can't think of any other reason to do that.
Right. No, I
know the reason why decades ago, but today, no reason for it.
It's a bad legal contract.
Mm-hmm. So are you done?
I can't. I can go and I can talk about this shit all night. But I fucking hate relationships, so
yeah.
I'm always game to talk about this shit.
Sure. All right. Well, I think we'll play a couple of tunes. I got a request in the from the chat room here. Our good friend Eddie in the chat room. He's celebrating his 21st birthday tonight, listening to us.
Nice.
Because
21st?
21st.
Wow.
So
congratulations, youngin.
Yeah.
You can have your first drink tonight.
Yeah, legally have his first drink tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure it's his first drink.
Yeah.
Listening to us.
I mean, do you remember, and this was not everywhere, but it was Ohio law, and I think you were at that age. I don't remember when they changed the law, but you were allowed to drink at 18.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember, dude. They changed it in 85.
Was that when it was? Because I remember when I got out of high school, I didn't drink, and I never had a drink until I was 20. I think I was like 26. I never drank until I was 26. And all my friends, when they turned 18, it was legal for them to drink 3.2 beer.
Mm-hmm.
They called it low beer.
Right.
And you could order it at a restaurant. Where one of the most popular hangouts for us was when I was, just out of high school and we were 18.
Where's that?
Parasons. You remember Parasons?
Oh, yeah. I ate at Parasons like 3 months ago.
Okay, well, they had one up on Waterloo Road over by, I think it was Waterloo Road in Arlington. It was close by there.
Yeah.
But, that's where my friends would go because they could buy carafes of beer.
Right, sure.
And it was cheap, I guess. I never drank any, but that's where they would go, and they would just go up there and get wasted.
Dude, we used to do that too at Parasons.
But that was the whole thing. But the term that my friends use is "let's go get crafted."
Crafted, nice. Yeah, we used to drink pitchers of beer over at Parasons, and it was bad because everybody eat fucking spaghetti, and then inevitably somebody would be puking up spaghetti and beer.
Right.
Just fucking horrendous. People be in the parking lot just retching up fucking spaghetti and meatballs and beer.
So you could go to the drive-throughs, which is funny because like in Indiana they don't have drive-throughs,
right?
But in Ohio they have drive-throughs.
Yeah,
and they go to the drive-through and you can get your 6-pack of low beer at 18.
Low beer
and high beer.
Too funny.
Yeah. So does that bring back memories for you?
I remember low beer and high beer. But I always drank, dude, from the time, it's so bad. From the time I was like 15 years old, we knew the guy that ran the gas station on the weekends. And his deal was we paid $5 more than whatever it was, but we had to show a card so that the camera would catch him like looking at an ID.
Yeah.
So we would show him like a library card or some shit. and you know, if the beer was $10, we'd give him $15 or whatever.
Right. Just for the trouble. Yeah, sure.
And you know, and we did it every weekend from the time I was like 15 years old. There was you know, the Four Corners in Streetsboro.
Yeah.
The one corner that now has nothing over there, it used to have a gas station right there on like I guess closest to Twinsburg, whatever that would be. Would that be north? You know, I don't know. Whatever. The one corner that doesn't have anything on it now used to have a gas station there, and that's where we used to go. I think it was like a Citco or a 76 or something.
Right. And
we used to go in there and just buy beer every single weekend. It was great. Beer or like Boone's Farm or shit like that. They always had like Boone's Farm, Strawberry Boone's Farm, and shit, just awful shit like that. Oh, so awful.
Well, anyway, Eddie is 21, listening to us, getting his life education at a young age. So don't make the same mistakes we did, Eddie.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, and he wants to hear some Viking Skull.
All right, good band.
So this is for Eddie. Happy birthday. Happy 21st. Here's Viking Skull with Double or Quits exclusively here
on your classic metal show.